Well, California has done it again. The city of Los Angeles has just approved a guaranteed basic income program. This is going to provide foster youth and people of intimate domestic violence. They're going to provide them with $1,000 per month for a total of 2 years. Yeah, you heard that right. People are going to receive $1,000 per month for 24 months. That is huge. But why? Well, that's what we need to discuss, because more and more cities are actually putting together proposals for guaranteed income programs. We've seen over the past several years, there were different pilot programs to try to provide, those that are down on their luck, people of domestic violence, children who just got out of foster care, those that were homeless, that just graduated high school. We saw so many different programs that were providing income to people of need. That's exactly what the city of Los Angeles is doing once again. Now, I bring this to your attention because today President Trump, he said he wants all homeless out of Washington, D.C. He does not want any homeless people in Washington, D.C. The city will take care of some, but the rest need to leave. Now, why is that important? Well, it's important because where is everyone going to go? The hardest thing that we have been facing over the past several years is the rising costs of goods for food, for clothing, for housing, cars, everything. It's just so much more expensive. So some people can't afford things like eating. They can't afford a home. They can't afford to buy a house, to even rent an apartment. So they're homeless. Well, here's the other thing. There are many people that get into violent domestic partnerships. And they do so not out of love. They do so out of necessity, where people are struggling to pay for a one-bedroom apartment on their own. Think about the city of Los Angeles or New York or something like that. Even in Seattle, you see it all the time where people can't afford $3,200 a month for a one-bedroom apartment in downtown Seattle. It's just too much. So what do? They decide to get a roommate. And what's the easiest thing to do? Just get your partner as your roommate. And then it turns violent. Well, the city of Los Angeles is tired of seeing this, so they're going to provide $2 million. Okay? $2 million is how much they have allocated to this new program, or this extension of the program. You may have heard of this. It's called the Big Leap, LEAP. This program was originally passed, and it was seen as a glowing success. People saw this and were like, that's exactly what we need in our city. And you've seen in Denver, in Aurora, you've seen it in Chicago, okay, Seattle did it, Portland, okay, Tacoma, Washington did one, where the cities put together different programs, some of which were paid for by taxpayers, others were privately funded. There are specific groups that funded these. We even saw one in Palm Springs, that you saw one for, transgender high school graduates or something like that. I believe that was in Palm Springs. They give specific requirements for who is going to be eligible for these payments. And again, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because we are seeing a shift where people can't afford the luxuries of food and medications and a house, and they're really struggling. So as a result, guess what they're doing? They're turning to crime. That's what we want to get away from. So based off of recent studies, they say for some of these groups, if we can give, whether it's taxpayer dollars or not, if we can give certain groups a little bit of help, if it's just a few $100s a month, great. If it's $1,000 a month, even better. But what are they going to do with it? That's the big question. Now, I don't know what we're going to see moving forward. You know, I don't want to come out here and say that there's a lot of cities that are planning to do this exact same thing. There's discussions. Okay, I've seen some, but I'm not going to come out here and list all the different cities right now and the counties. The main one are the counties, not really cities. And the reason for that is I don't want to get your hopes up. I don't want to get your hopes up on something that may or may not happen. But just understand at this time, there are many major cities across the United States that have these guaranteed income programs, but it's not for sure that they're going to pass. Okay. But I just want to come on here and talk about that really quick. I know a lot of people are wondering if there's going to be any additional help from the federal government. As of right now, they're still discussing those potential $600 rebate checks due to tariffs. But at the same time, there's so much going on regarding tariffs and the fact that there's judges trying to rule this or pretty much shut this down this late in the game. That's concerning, because if the United States were to send out $600 rebate checks as a result of all the tariff income that we're seeing, and then a judge rules against it and it has to be paid back, it would never get paid back. But yet we'd be on the hook for it. So we'll see what happens moving forward. Just wanted to share this with you because, again, I thought this is great that the city of Los Angeles is doing something for the foster youth and those that are in violent domestic partnerships or were. It's great. But at the same time, where does this end? Do we see more people receive the same type of assistance, or are certain groups going to be excluded? So we'll see what happens moving forward as we get more information on this and as to whether or not we see additional guaranteed income pilot programs. I promise I'll bring you that news as soon as we get it. But again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.